What's cracking, guys? Omar Esaf here, back with another video. You see, a lot of people care about the big three, the squat, bench, and deadlift, but there's a movement that I feel doesn't get enough love, the overhead press. If you guys have been following this channel, in 2016, the end of 2016, I think I hit a 100 kilo, 220 pound overhead press, and then about 16 months ago, I had a 226 pound overhead press, 102.5 kilos, weighing about 182 pounds. And for me, the overhead press is a movement that often gets overlooked because, yes, it is true when it comes to powerlifting, it is not a lift that's in competition. But if you want big shoulders, if you want jack shoulders, if you want strong shoulders, I also feel that for the bench press, yes, while specificity is absolutely important, increasing your overhead press ain't never hurt nobody. But here's the problem. With a lot of people, how they treat their overhead press, even if they want to increase it, maybe in the comment section below. If you're one of these people that care about the OHP, if you're down with OHP, leave a comment below saying, that's me, or whatever. What's your frequency? How often do you train it? Most people relegate it to an accessory movement, and this means they train it only one time per week. If you want to know the truth on how to grow your overhead press, and in particular, upper body exercises, frequency, as I've said before, is key, but I also want to talk about volume because the beauty about frequency is that it allows you to sneak in more volume. And so if we take a look at the recent article by Greg Nuckols where they analyze frequency as it relates to strength, higher frequencies, does it correlate to getting stronger in the big three? They found with upper body movements, so the bench press, that it did positively correlate. Now, they didn't study the overhead press, but I would say from my own personal experience, experimenting what worked with me, what helped increase my overhead press the most, a higher frequency is definitely the answer. So if you want the short answer on how to increase your overhead press, because I know a lot of people will message me, they saw that 100 kilos, 226, when I did that, and they said, how did you do it? And the answer is a lot of work, high frequency, more volume. Frequency allows you to sneak in more volume. And like I said before, if you want to grow your overhead press, you need to be doing it more often and more in general. I'll break it down like this. Here's a very simple example, not meant to be exactly copied, even though I know some of you might copy it. I think for frequency, at least 2 times per week is the answer for the overhead press. More like 3 times per week being preferable. Now, I would say if you do a normal split, let's say you train 5 times a week, I'm just going to give this example, what I personally would do. Monday, Wednesday, and then Saturday would be pressing days. So on Wednesday and Saturday, that could be your normal pressing days, your push days where you also do the bench press. But on Monday, too, to space it out, I would do the overhead press. And then you could just work through the rep ranges. You don't have to make it complicated. I'm not only talking about increasing your overhead press, but also making your shoulders bigger, increasing the hypertrophy in that area. So you could do something like on Mondays, you work up to heavy singles, start maybe at 85%, you do a single at that, then you drop down and do 5 sets of 3, maybe at around 75%. Then on Wednesday, you get a little bit more volume, so that's 15 total reps. On Wednesday instead, you start at 70%, and then maybe you do a 4x5. That's 20 total reps. And then lastly, on your Saturday, you can focus more on getting higher repetitions, 8 to 10 repetitions, and you can start once again at 65%, or even lower than that if you really want to be conservative. Start at 60%, and you do a 4x8, so that's 32 reps. If you add up all those reps together, you got 15 plus 20, you got 35, and then you got 32 reps. We're talking 67 total reps that you're doing for the overhead press. Now compare that to what you'd be doing before, even on the bench press. If you want to increase your bench press, look at the total amount of quality reps that you're doing. And if I gave that number, 67, which is a rough approximation, if we include the single too, that's actually 68 reps. 68 total reps, how many reps of the overhead press are you doing? If you're doing, you know, like a 5x5 1 time per week, and then maybe a 3x8, that's 25 plus 24, that's 49 reps. 68 versus 49 reps, which one is higher? Which one do you think is going to elicit greater hypertrophy in your shoulders? What's going to build a bigger strength base? I think one of the strong arguments behind the overhead press and frequency is that, to me, smaller muscle groups when we talk about how much fatigue that is occurred in your body when you do that movement. If you had a deadlift 4 times a week with a decent amount of volume, you'd get pretty drained pretty fast. That's a lot of different muscle groups being worked. The overhead press, I find that for myself and my clients, individuals can recover faster when it comes to upper body movements versus lower body. So I include the bench press in this. I'm talking specifically today about the overhead press. And then maybe the final point that I want to say is that I do feel the overhead press is a movement that you have to train it at higher intensities. That's why I threw in singles. But you also have to get used to your body because you need that total body tension. On the bench press, you can lie down, you get tight, and you're supporting the weight with your upper body. But the overhead press, your body's far more connected to the bar itself. So I think in general, a higher frequency approach for the overhead press is the way to go. Anyways, I get a lot of questions by a lot of people asking how to increase the overhead press, because right now my overhead press is not bad. Stay tuned, I'm going to be improving it. That's my short answer. If you want the best tip besides technique, programming, all those things, higher frequency for the overhead press. Thank you so much for watching this video, this quick little video on a Tuesday. Tune back tomorrow for another video. And if you liked this one, if you thought to yourself, that's why my overhead press sucks, yeah, I'm going to fix it, like the damn video. And I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next one. Peace. Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.